Welcome to the CCH Axcess Practice video series. In this video, we'll show you the changes made to the billing and invoicing module included in the 2024 5.0 release. When you open the billing and invoicing module, you'll notice a more modern look and feel. Active tabs are indicated by a blue bar. Underneath that tab name, we have our export button. The font to the grid has a more modern look to it. It's easier to read. The grid itself alternates with light gray and white rows. We have added the value of 100 to the results per page, so you can now have 100 records per grid page. This value will remain until changed by the user. We've moved the column selection over to a single location, accessible via the gear icon at the top right. Clicking the gear icon loads the columns pane. You can cancel with the X or save and close with the check mark. The Done button will also save and close. Reset will reset you to the default list of columns, removing any sorting and any applied filters. If you'd like to change the location of a column, simply drag the row for that column to the desired location. If you'd like to remove a column, click the X for that row. Add a column. Click the Add Column button and choose your column. If you'd like to pin a column, hover over that columns row and click the pin icon, which will place it at the top of the list. Click Done to apply your changes. You'll see that the column over to the left has a heavy splitter bar, indicating that the column to the left is a static row. When you move the scroll bar, that column will remain in place. The filters that used to be at the top of the grid are now accessible via the filter icon next to the search. This applies to each of the tabs in billing and invoicing. As an example, open the filter pane on the Clients tab. You can still select your staff, bill manager, staff person. Click Apply to update the grid. The red dot indicates that there are filters applied. To reset to your defaults for your firm, click the X. Now set your defaults. If you'd like to remove them, make your changes to the values and click Apply. The grid will be reloaded. We have also added additional filter types to the grid columns. Those filter types are based on the data type within that particular column. For example, Office is a text field. We've added a checkbox type filter. If you hover over the column header, you will see a filter icon. When you click the filter icon, it will load the filter pane. This is a checkbox type filter. You can deselect items, you can select all or deselect all. Start typing and it'll auto-filter the list. If you'd like to remove your value, click Clear. Click outside it and it closes the panel. Other columns have different types of filters. Client name, for example. When you click that filter icon, you have some variables to choose from. For example, we'll choose Starts With. Type in AP, which will filter all the clients that start with letters AP. Click Clear. Go to the gross WIP column, which has a currency number type of data. As an example, you can select in range. We'll set it 85,000 and 92,000. And you can see that it is a filtered list. Go back in. You can also do an OR greater than 150,000, and the list still remains filtered. Click the filter icon to clear the filter. A filter is applied. The column header turns blue. That is your main indicator that there is a filter in that column. The filters that you apply to the columns remain until the user changes them, so they persist both in session and between sessions, and are particular to that user. If you come back into a grid and you may be not seeing the data you expect, look for a column header that is blue with a funnel, and you might have a filter applied. We'll remove this filter and we'll come back over to show the sorting. We've now added numerical indicators to indicate your sorting level. Click it again to change the direction, or if you want to sort out a different order, you can do that as well, and click it again to remove it. The filters will remain there. Your sorting persists both in session and between sessions. We'll start with the offices that go down to Sarasota clients. To access the Actions menu, simply click on the ellipsis. For clients or in the billing group, we have the same menu, Bill Progress, Bill Billing Fee Agreement, but we also have the additional option to charge the principal, or to this client. We'll select our Apple Market client, click Bill. Same look and feel continues in through here, more modern, easier to read. We've added additional filtering capability within billing decisions as well. Each of the columns, if you hover over it, you can now filter when the group by value is set to none. We'll scroll over and we will filter for subcategory of 1120. You see, the data auto filters and the column header turns blue. This is with the group by value equal to none. Let's change group by value to staff. There are no column filters here at the top or parent level, but if you open up any of the staff parent rows by clicking on the chevron, you will see that the child row does have the filter applied within the child row itself. You can click the filter to clear it. We'll show that with a different change to the category group by. For example, when you open up the chevron to show the child rows, you can see that the subcategory does have that filter. You can clear the filter on the child rows, click Clear, and when you come back up, change Group By to None. You'll notice that the filter has now been removed when the Group By is set to None. The filters that are applied there apply also to the child rows, with the group by value is set to any value other than none. Just keep in mind that grid is shared behind the scenes and uses the same filters. We've also got a column selector for this grid. You can add or remove any of your columns. You can change the order. As an example, perhaps we don't charge surcharges within our firm and don't need that column. You can remove that surcharge column. Click Apply, and you can see the surcharge column has been removed. Scroll down, there is the Recap section. Open the chevron to see it. Close it, click it once more. Within the prior invoices, we have also added filtering capability. For example, if you want to filter down to just a particular invoice number, you can do that in Clear as well. Close that back and click Bill to get to the next section to create an example invoice. We have the same buttons up at the top: Cancel, Save, Save and Close, Print Edit, Print Final, and Post. Your invoice amount and AR balance display above the buttons. We'll click Save and Close. The Success Toaster message will briefly display. We will return to List of Clients. To see your list of invoices in process for a particular client, click on the chevron for that client row. It will open the child rows. Your invoices have the same menu: Edit, Download, Upload, Change Status, Print, Post, Reverse, and Delete. These are all contextual. Based off the invoice status, we'll go ahead and choose Edit, which will take us into the Edit Invoice area. All this functionality again remains the same. We have added a new text editor to the Paragraphs section. Let's add a paragraph. You'll see that we've got a new text editor. All the functionality that you had before is still there. We are going to choose to copy from prior invoice. We have also added filtering capability here for all columns. If you'd like to filter for a particular invoice, you can do that. Let's select that invoice. Click Continue. Increase or decrease the viewing size of your invoice by using the controls at the top. Select that text, copy it. Cancel to close. We'll paste it here. As an example of the text editor, we'll highlight the text, and you can bold and underline. Click Done. You can see it's added the invoice paragraph there. We'll now print Final, and we will print paper copy. Accept that date. And the invoice has been final printed. On the Client Billing Group tab, we have the same modern look and feel. The Actions buttons are available via the ellipsis. We have Bill and Progress Bill at the parent row, which is the billing group, and for the child group, which are the individual members of the group, you have Bill, Progress Bill, and Billing Fee Agreement. We've added the value of 100 to the results per page. You can manage your column selection. We have the gear icon. Pre-filters are available by clicking on the filter icon. Click the X to reset your filters to their default value. On the Projects tab, we have added the ability to export to Excel. We have also added the ability to filter on any column. To access the filter, click the filter icon. Input your filter search parameter. To close the panel, click off to the side, and if you need to clear, open Filter Panel and click the Clear button. The Actions menu is available via the ellipsis. You have Bill and Progress Bill, and depending on the client, you may also see Charge to Principal or Charge to this client. We have also added the value of 100 to the results per page. You can now manage your column selection via the gear icon on the Projects tab. The filter panel is accessible via the filter icon, and you can reset your pre-filters by clicking on the X. On the Invoices tab, we have your Actions menu accessible via the ellipsis. The same choices based on your invoice status. We have all of the columns available with a filter. When you click on a filter, you input your value, and it will filter down the list behind you. If you want to clear, click the Clear button. The grid pre-filters are accessible via the filter icon, and you can reset them by clicking on the X. Here's an example of what the invoices pre-filter look like. You can click X to cancel, or click the check mark to save and apply your changes. Select Invoices Ready to Review. You can still navigate between your invoices by clicking the drop-down. We have our Next and Previous buttons. You can change the status, click Save, then click Continue. We still have our 4 tabs on the WIP Details section. We do offer filtering. It works the same as it does in billing decisions. When you hover over the column, you'll have a filter icon that is accessible to you. The buttons on the Invoices tab are now contextual. They will appear once one or more rows have been selected. Once we select at least one row, you'll see that the buttons appear. They all have the same functionality. We have Change Status, Print, Print Edit, Undo Final Print, and Post.